Yep. Well, that was an intro. Hello, gems and gents of my non-binary delights. Today's episode from Horror, Whores, and Other Questionable Side Quests is called Fortune Cookie Wisdom. And the reason that I'm calling it that... I'm losing my voice. Bad things are happening to me. The reason that I'm calling it Fortune Cookie Wisdom is because I'm going to give you super exciting, magical life advice. But much like those tasteless, terrible cookies that we get with our Chinese food, I have no business giving you any life advice. So, also, I needed a gimmick. Because bitches love gimmicks. I don't know why I did that, but that happened. Okay. So, I'm going to give you guys life advice. And nobody try to make this a racist thing, okay? Like, I am already emotionally prepared for that. Fortune Cookie Wisdom is, referenced all the time, okay? It's short little, scripts of wisdom. Nobody make it weird. Don't go there, okay? Just don't. I'm asking nicely. Somebody's gonna go there. I'm already emotionally prepared. It's fine. But we're gonna call it Fortune Cookie Wisdom until somebody ruins it for all of us, because, that's gonna happen. Alright, so today's Fortune Cookie Wisdom, I really want Panda Express now. Oh, I love Panda Express. I'm gonna have that for lunch. Okay, so today's, questionable life advice. I want to talk about adaptability. 2020 has been a weird year. We've got the pandemic, in the United States, we have the election madness, we've had murder hornets and cocaine crocodiles. I don't know, Tiger King, that 2020, explain yourself, okay? No. So, I kind of want to talk about, adaptability, because a lot of what I'm seeing, here we are, it's December of 2020, my friends, and there are still people who have not adapted to, this new reality. And the reality of things is COVID is a thing, okay? Do I necessarily believe that it is as serious as the media is making it out to be? No, I think the media has done a lot of fear-mongering. I think politicians have as well. I also think that media has done this very polarized thing where certain news sources are doing a lot of fear-mongering and, creating panic and chaos, and then other news sources are basically oh, COVID's fake news, meh. And there's not really been a whole lot of logic and in between. It's just feeding, hysteria on both ends of the spectrum. Neither here nor there. I think COVID's gotten weirdly political, and I think it's stupid to politicize a pandemic, but that's just me. Life advice, you guys, we all have to adapt, okay? Life is, and, Fortune Cookie Wisdom saying, okay, very cliche, life is 10% what happens to you, it's 90% how you react to it. You have to look for the silver linings right now. There are a lot of people who have come out of this pandemic and built some really beautiful things, okay? There are a lot of businesses that experienced really kick-ass growth because they were able to adapt and pivot and do some online stuff. A lot of people took this opportunity to reconnect with their loved ones and their family members. We saw a lot of really beautiful outpouring of support for finding interesting ways to do visitation for people in retirement homes and assisted living and things like that. But then we have this whole massive group of people who is still oh, I'm gonna get back to life when the pandemic's over. Y'all, that's craziness. You just wasted a whole ass year of your life, and you're gonna continue to waste more time waiting for this thing to go away when you have this really magical opportunity in front of you to do something with it. Like, you need to come out of this, or you should have come out of this with like a new skill set, hitting fitness goals. Oh my goodness, with like lockdown and all of that, there is no reason nobody should be not hitting their fitness goals, because you had so much more time to work out. And one of the biggest excuses people give for not taking care of themselves is, I don't have time. So, like, we've all had plenty of time. And, like, even now, I know I'm putting my foot all up in some stuff right now, because this is a highly emotive thing. And I know, like, essential workers, I say that in quotes because, like, the way, especially in the States, the way essential workers were treated is real sketch. Real sketch. Okay, somebody... Yeah. So it's not that their work wasn't essential, it was, and they worked their asses off, but I put it in quotes just to, like, the sketchy nature of how we did that. And the way we picked and I'm getting off subject. The point of story is, like, if you have not adapted to this new reality, now is the time to do so. And I completely understand that COVID is a real thing, okay? I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying you need to adapt to this new reality. So there are a lot of people who are still running around and refusing to wear masks. Put your mask on. Stop being stupid. Okay? Stop it. It's mandated, and even if you don't believe in the COVID thing and whatever, put your freaking mask on, because you could cause somebody else to lose their job. I don't honestly give a shit how you feel about COVID, or how you feel about the mask mandates. Wear the mask, because by not wearing a mask, you could cost somebody else their livelihood, and that makes you a bad person. Okay, that you're so willing to risk somebody else's freaking job because you can't follow basic directions. Stupid. Also, masks, especially if you're a female, are amazing, okay? Like, nobody's been like, oh my goodness, you'd be so much prettier if you smiled. Like, I haven't heard that in almost a year. It's awesome. I freaking love it. Also, all of my masks look angry, so nobody comes up and talks to me when I'm trying to grocery shop, and I also love that so much, okay, because mine are all, like, they look like really gross horror faces, like skulls and, things like that, fangs, whatever, so I don't look friendly, so nobody comes and tries to talk to me, nobody tells me I'd be prettier if I smiled, none of that bullshit. So, like, masks, if you're a woman, are freaking awesome, alright? But, like, guys, it's time to adapt, okay? Take the opportunity to, like, use this time, if you're working from home, to really connect with your family, to also improve the efficiency of your job. Now that you're working from home, like, and I'm somebody who I made that transition from doing predominantly in-person large events and traveling around the United States doing those, to basically just doing virtual. Now I'm at this, like, weird 60-40 split where it's 60% virtual, 40% in person. Point of story is, like, adapt your job, okay? And if you're at home and you're super, like, if you've never worked from home before, oh my goodness, I can only imagine what you're feeling, okay? Especially if you have kids who are in, like, all in virtual or partially virtual and partially in person. Time management is key. It's a key aspect of adapting. So what you're gonna do, all right, especially if you have kids, I'm gonna give you a little Ellie magic today. Block off your schedule, all right? So, from just a quick rundown of my schedule without sharing too much, because I don't want to get kidnapped. That's the weird fear that I have. I really don't want to be kidnapped, because I 100% know I'm the type of person who would develop Stockholm Syndrome, okay? I just know that about myself. Does anybody else feel that way? Not about me, about you, okay? Clarity. I don't need a shit ton of comments being like, yeah, Ellie, you would totally get Stockholm Syndrome, you weird bitch. So block your schedule out. So my kind of schedule is from like 6 to 8 a.m. I'm getting up, kids getting up, getting ready, showering, working out, makeup. I like to wear makeup. No, I don't wear makeup every day, but I like it because it's pretty and it's fun. And I know if I put on my makeup and I put on my heels, I'm going to get shit done. If I'm in sweatpants, my hair's up in the mom bun, I don't have any makeup on, chances are I'm not getting anything done with my day. All right? There's just this, that's also a little bit of a pro tip in adaptability. Find your power outfits, and on those days where you really don't want to do anything, throw on your power outfit. And this applies to like men, women, my non-binary delights, everybody in between. We all have those outfits where we're like, yes, I look so good today. I'm gonna get shit done. So yeah, channel that power. And then block your schedule out. So 6 to 8, I work out, block out the rest of my day kind of thing, blah, 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 okay? 8 to 10 in the morning, I'm running my payment plans, I'm doing party planning, those types of things. 10 to noon, I'm doing like house type stuff, laundry, picking up, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Noon to 1, I take my lunch break. 1 to 3, I'm working on either, YouTube, follow-ups, whatever. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day. It doesn't have to be the same schedule. In fact, it's better if it's not, because you don't want to get bored with it. But using blocks and setting timers on your phone will kind of keep your day flowing forward. And when you're a work from home parent, you absolutely 100% have to understand that when the timer goes off, you move on to the next thing. It does not matter if that thing is done, because you'll put it on your schedule again later in the day for another block, or you'll put it on your schedule for the next day, and then like it'll get done by the end of the week, okay? But move forward with the timers, all right? Keep your day flowing and going. Now, for those of you who have day jobs and you're dealing with all of this stuff, you still have to adapt too. Chances are your work has different measures for the pandemic. A lot of people are super scared right now. So if you're working in customer service, I understand that a lot of people are not pleasant right now. I also deal with clients all the time, and there are a lot of people who are just abnormally hostile. You have to understand that that is a fear thing, guys. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with like when people are scared, they do some crazy shit and they're not very nice, okay? So don't feed into it. Do your best to be conscious of that. And just kind of start like actually adapting. You guys, I came out of 2020. My business is up 46% for the year. My team is up 47 or 48% for the year. Like we adapted, we pivoted. Our power words this year were resiliency, and we tried to embody that. A lot of 2020 like was just seeing how much you could take, if you know what I'm saying, without lube. Take it. Yeah, I feel like that's how 2020 came in. Like, take it, no lubricant. Like spits on it, like horrible. And you just kind of have to adapt, guys, and you have to be resilient. And the other thing that I think is super crucial in this like realm of adaptability is, one, stop fearing change. The only thing in life that is inevitable is change. Everything is changing constantly. And a lot of what we've experienced in the past is like we kind of had a rough outline of what we thought the next year would look like, okay? At least I personally believe that's a lie that we've all told ourselves for a really long time. Like, well, this year was like this, so next year is going to be like that, so next year is going to be like that, so on and so forth. The reality of it is we have no idea what our lives will look like next year, okay? We didn't know coming out of 2019 that 2020 was going to be like this. We have no idea what 2021 holds. Okay, the most you can do is kind of sketch in your outline of what goals you want to achieve, and then adapt and overcome. That's your military coming out. Adapt and overcome, and, make it happen, all right? The reality is, though, is you never have any idea what the next year or next month or whatever it's going to bring, okay? Unemployment is super high right now. If you need a side hustle, hit me up. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's in my soul today. It's fine. But, like, just adapt with it, guys. Stop acting like we've ever known what the next year is going to look like. We've never had that idea, okay? Unemployment's super high. Crazy shit is happening in our world. Like, the election, I don't know, there's still some sketchy madness going on with that. All of that kind of stuff is still happening. But I mean, every year, guys, there's some sort of crisis. And a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of the time, there's not really a crisis. The media just, like, takes this thing that is fairly normal and blows it way out of proportion, and then we have a crisis. Just saying. So sketch out your outline, come up with your goals. Do not wait until December, like, 31st, when you're halfway slashed, to come up with your New Year's resolutions. Do it now. So, and then kind of go ahead and start breaking those down into action steps and kind of coming up with your game plans for, okay, if we go back into quarantine, how is this going to look? How is this going to work? If we do not go back into quarantine and we go full open, how is this gonna look? How is this gonna work? And kind of like break that down. You have way more control over your life than you think you do. Again, like, life is 10% what happens to you. It's 90% how you react to it. If you look at one of my previous videos, I talk about how the chemical components of emotions are very similar between, like, fear and excitement. You better take that fear and transition it into excitement and let it change your life and carry you forward. Let it help you adapt. Okay? I know there's going to be a lot of, like, feedback on this video, and I know that this might piss some people off because I have very unpopular opinions. Regardless of what 2021 brings, though, the reality of the situation is we are all going to have to adapt to it because we've never had a 2021 before. Okay, things are going to shift, all right? The Dow's going to shift. Economics are going to shift. Housing stuff is going to shift. It's all going to shift. So you need to be, like, up on the balls of your feet and ready to rock with it. Ready to adapt and move. Do not let another whole ass year of your life go by and be like, oh, I'll start living again when the pandemic's over. Oh, I'll start living again when the Dow goes up. Oh, I'll start living again when this election nonsense is sorted out. Like, whatever. Live your life now. You only get one life. All right? There are 364 days in a year. What the hell are you doing with them? Stop putting your life on hold for external factors. It's stupid. Stupid. Okay? You deserve better. So go out there, make some freaking magic happen. I do believe magic is everywhere. You can call it law of attraction. You can call it quantum physics. You can call it karma. You can call it law of reciprocity. Whatever you want to call it, whatever you put out into the world comes back to you. So stop putting, like, these bad, immovable vibes out into the world, because right now we live in a very chaotic time. But the reality is humanity has always lived in a very chaotic time because we're chaotic beings, guys. We break everything we touch. We, like, make it really better and it's cool and it's sparkly, and then we take it too far because humanity ain't got no quit. So humanity has always lived in this really wild and uncertain time. Adapt to it and stop putting your life on hold. That is your fortune cookie wisdom for the day, my friends. I'm gonna go get some Chinese food. If you loved this video, drop it in the comments. If you hate this video and think I'm a walking fuckwit, drop it in the comments. After all, we're all just biodegradable sex toys. Yeah, hit the bell thing, have a magical day, and go adapt and create change. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world, so go do that.